Bright Golden Years, your daily magazine for healthy aging and happy retirement. Today's conversation, the day you realize you have enough. Every day brings a new story, a gentle reminder, or a quiet idea that can help us live well, age gracefully, and appreciate the beauty of ordinary life. Let's begin. A neighbor in his early 70s once invited me into his garage. I expected to see shelves full of tools or boxes waiting to be sorted, but instead he pointed to an old wooden fishing rod hanging on the wall. "I haven't used that in years," he said with a smile. Then he looked around the room and quietly added, "You know, I spent most of my life thinking I needed more. One day I looked around and realized I already had enough." That simple sentence lingered in my mind because for many of us, there comes a moment when the meaning of enough quietly changes. When we're young, life often feels like a long list of things still waiting to happen. We hope for a better job, a larger home, a newer car, more savings, more success, more opportunities for our children, and perhaps a little more time for ourselves. We keep moving because there always seems to be another destination just over the horizon. There is nothing wrong with dreaming. Dreams give us direction. They encourage us to work hard, care for our families, and build a future. But somewhere along the way, many people discover something surprising. The list slowly becomes shorter, not because life has become smaller, but because our hearts have become wiser. The things that once felt essential no longer seem quite so important. A kitchen filled with laughter suddenly feels more valuable than a dining room filled with expensive furniture. A quiet afternoon on the porch becomes richer than another shopping trip. A phone call from an old friend carries more joy than owning the latest gadget. Perhaps one of the quiet gifts of growing older is learning the difference between wanting more and appreciating what is already here. That doesn't mean we stop enjoying new experiences. It simply means we stop believing that happiness is always waiting somewhere else. Many people spend decades postponing joy. I'll relax after I retire. I'll travel when I have more time. I'll enjoy life once everything is finally settled. Then retirement arrives, and they discover something unexpected. Life was never waiting to begin. It had been quietly unfolding all along. The morning coffee shared with a spouse, the birthday candles blown out by grandchildren, the familiar walk through the neighborhood, the favorite chair by the window, the recipe passed down from a parent, the holiday traditions that seemed ordinary at the time. These moments never asked for perfection. They simply asked us to notice them. As the years pass, our homes begin telling stories. A scratch on the dining table reminds us of family dinners. A faded quilt recalls winter evenings spent reading together. A mug with a chipped handle somehow becomes the one we reach for every morning. Objects become memories because people once filled them with love. And perhaps that is why many older adults become less interested in collecting things and more interested in collecting moments. There is a peaceful freedom in realizing that we no longer have to keep up with everyone else. Someone will always have a bigger house. Someone else will always drive a newer car. Someone will always take more expensive vacations. But contentment has never depended on comparison. It grows quietly whenever gratitude becomes stronger than envy. That may sound simple, but it changes everything. When we stop measuring our lives against someone else's, we begin to see our own lives more clearly. We notice the neighbor who always waves, the flowers blooming outside the kitchen window, the book we've been meaning to finish, the comfortable silence shared with someone who knows us well. These are not small things. They are the very pieces from which a meaningful life is built. Growing older also teaches us that enough looks different for everyone. For one person, enough may be a peaceful home. For another, it may be good health. For someone else, it may simply be hearing the voices of their children on the phone every Sunday. Enough is deeply personal. It cannot be measured by numbers. It can only be felt. Perhaps that is why contentment often arrives so quietly that we almost miss it. It doesn't knock loudly at the front door. It slips gently into ordinary afternoons and whispers, "Look around. Notice what you already have. Notice who is still beside you. Notice how far you've come." The gentleman with the old fishing rod eventually smiled again and said something I have never forgotten. "I used to think success meant bringing more into my life. Now I think success means finally appreciating what has been here all along." What a beautiful way to look at the years ahead. None of us knows exactly how many seasons remain, but perhaps that uncertainty is what makes today so precious. Not because today is extraordinary, but because ordinary days often become the ones we treasure most. Today's gentle challenge is a simple one. Take a slow walk through your home today. Pause in each room for just a moment. Instead of noticing what needs to be replaced or repaired, notice something that has served you faithfully for many years. It could be a chair, a photograph, a favorite cup, or even a window that has watched the seasons change alongside you. Then quietly say to yourself, "Thank you." Sometimes gratitude begins with the simplest words. If today's conversation spoke to your heart, we'd love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments what enough means to you today. Your story may remind someone else that happiness doesn't always arrive with something new. Sometimes it quietly grows from appreciating what has been there all along. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need this gentle reminder today. Thank you for spending these peaceful moments with us. Until next time, take gentle care of yourself, cherish the ordinary blessings that surround you, and remember that one of life's greatest treasures is discovering that, perhaps, you already have enough. I'll see you in our next conversation.